Good evening and welcome to Normal Community High School. It's Ironmen boys basketball in the Ink Spot. I'm Zach Knox-Doyle alongside Ben Kerber as community plays host to the Rock Island Rocks. The Iron are hoping to end the night celebrating a fourth consecutive regional title, while the Rocks are looking for a third regional championship of their own. The Rocks boast a record of 24-8, while the Iron have the superior record at 27-5. But like Ben says, in the playoffs, everyone's 0-0. Ben, why don't you give me a rundown of the Ironmen?
Yeah, the Ironmen, they're 1-0 right now in the regionals, so that's great to see. But it all comes down to this, really. Regional championship here at Community, the crowd's packed. This is what it's all about. You know, the Community got off to a bit of a rough start against the East United Township, but they were able to clean it up in the second half and come away with a pretty convincing win. But this is a Rock Island team that they beat today, so they should get the win. But it's all about getting clean passes, playing good together as a team, and really just getting it done in front of the home crowd.
Yes, it really is. And let's turn things over to our public address announcer, Dana Starkey, for the national anthem and tonight's starting lineups.
Boys basketball regional championship game. Tonight's game features the Rock Island Rocks and the Normal Ironmen. Everyone is asked to support their team in a positive manner by respecting the efforts of the athletes, coaches, officials, and other fans. Good sportsmanship is appreciated by those around you. This time, will everyone please rise and face the flag and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem by NCHS junior Nikita Phillip.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now here are the starting lineups for tonight's regional championship game. First, for the guests on the scoreboard, from Rock Island, the Rock Island Rocks. At a guard, 6'1" senior, 0, Larry Olivier Jr. Another guard, 6' sophomore, number 3, Lawson Zulu. Also a guard, 6'3" senior, number 5, Desmond Jackson. Point guard is a 6'3" senior, number 13, KJ Lamont. And at forward is 6'3" senior, number 11, Devontae Cartwright. The Rocks are coached by Mark Polite and assisted by Marquise Rogers, David Coleman, Michael Crawford, and Demetrio Singleton. And now here's the starting five for the home team on the scoreboard, Normal Ironmen. At guard, 6'6" senior, number 3, Nico Newsom. The other guard is a 6'4" senior, number 11, Braylon Roman. In the middle, at center, 6'10 senior, 33, Jaheim Weber. At 1'4", the 6'4 senior, 22, Dexter Niekamp. And the other forward is a 6'8 senior, number 23, Noah Cleveland. They're having a coach by Dave Whitson.
All right, well, it looks like we're ready to rock and roll here at Normal Community. Quick recap for the Rock Island season so far. The Rocks were 24-8. They had 10 straight regular season wins before finishing out the season with back-to-back losses to the number 4 in state, Quincy. And I think we're ready to go. You ready to go, Ben?
I'm ready to go, man. This is really hype. This is a hype crowd, and I love to see it. You know, you talk about Rock Island, the great record. They were given a run for their money by an 11-19 West team. Community, like we said, didn't look too great against East United Township early, so we'll see what happens in this contest. I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, at the playoffs, it's a brand new start, and Jaheim Weber gets the tip there. Got Braylon Roman taking it up. Interested to see what kind of game Roman's going to have after, I mean, him and Nico have just been on fire.
Yeah, I'm interested. Oh, here we go. No, Cleveland. That's a good bucket. That's what I was about to say. I'm interested to see the game plan because, like you said, Nico and Braylon have been going off. I think they're the leading scorers in the last few games. But the Ironmen have a true height advantage right here, as the tallest player in the Rock Island starting lineup is about 6'3". So if they can get it into Jaheim and Noah, that'll probably prove to be some success. So we'll see how the game goes.
Yeah, that's insane that the tallest starter for Rock Island 6'3", because the shortest starter for Community is Braylon Roman. He's 6'4".
Yeah,
so every single player is taller on Community.
Yeah, that's definitely going to play an advantage later in the game. I think that's why West found some success against Rock Island, because they kind of matched up really well, because neither of them had a true big that they could really utilize against each other. I think this will be a very different game. The West versus Rock Island game was very fast. We'll see if that's the case here.
Yeah, and West really struggled at the end of the game, because I think Rock Island kind of figured out what they were doing, and they just realized Braylon Roman from 3 right there. Oh, Nico tried to put that one back up. That was electric.
I got hyped to start the game. A little screech there.
All right, the three's missed from Rock Island there. Nico Newsom's got the board. He's pushing it over. Dexter Niekamp for the layup. Oh, he hits it over to Jaheim.
Yeah, that's a good post move
right there.
Yeah, we've seen Noah and Jaheim get buckets in the paint so far. It looks like they're feeding the paint so far.
Yeah, and I think you predicted it right, Ben. Before the game, we were talking about how you were saying they were just going to keep pushing it in the paint today, or that's what you thought that they should do. And I agree 100%. We talked about the height difference. And with West, it was just a perfect matchup for West with the heights and everything lined up, because West really struggled against Community. So it's quite possible Rock Island will, but they got some great shooters.
Like we just saw right there, yep.
Lawson Zulu from 3. That's just a sophomore, and he's already starting. He wasn't even on varsity last season. It's really impressive.
Yeah, and we saw on that West game down the stretch, you know, the West defense kind of fell apart a little bit, and that was mainly because of the Rock Island threes. They were just sparking it from behind the arc the whole game, and that really led to West's downfall as Nico Newsom drives in.
Yeah, it really did. And when you look at Rock Island's threes from that game, KJ Lamont with the layup there, they're trying to push the pace.
Yeah, definitely.
Because a lot of times in community games, with the Moline game that was 31-29, that was one of the slowest basketball games I've ever seen. And I think this might be a fast-paced one, as Rock Island's really pushing the tempo to start off.
Yeah, with the size advantage we talked about for Normal Community already, you know, one thing you can take advantage of that is they're probably going to be slower on the outside. So I think it's in Rock Island's best interest to try to move the game fast, get these big men tired, and get their buckets when they can. Because in these last 4 games, Community has held their opponents to 32 points per game. That is pretty incredible.
That's
so
insane.
I think Rock Island's going to try to get their buckets whenever they can.
And Nico Newsom pulls up for the jumper there. The mid-range, that's his weapon, as that one just misses. But, yeah, like you say, Community's going to have to push it in. And I'm not sure if that's the shot that I'm wanting to take.
Yeah, at the same time, you know, Nico Newsom 0 for 2. If you can get him going, I don't think there's a weapon. There's too many weapons on Community, really, as there's a 3 from the corner there. That's
another
off.
3 from Lawson Zulu.
That's a great box out by Dexter Niekamp.
That was an insane box out, but Zulu's got his own board and puts it back up. That's already 5 points for Zulu on the night.
Yeah, the Community really has to be careful with these turnovers and passes, because in that East Moline game, I think that's probably their biggest flaw that they showed. They were really throwing the ball around. So was East Moline, but they were kind of feeding into that. It was just a really sloppy game overall. And if you're going to try to get into the paint and feed it to these big guys, or let your guards cook it in Nico and Braylon, you got to have clean passes to do that. Team basketball is what the Ironmen need to do to come out with a victory here tonight.
It's interesting. It looks like Rock Island's going at a man man on man as Nico Newsom pulls up for three.
0 for 3 so far, but
Jaheim Weber got that board and put that right back up. It's Jaheim's second bucket of the night. He's got 4.
Yeah, that'd be great to see Jaheim kind of go off this game. You know, he seems like he's really using his size to an advantage. It's interesting. We were talking about before the game how Rock Island was really got into foul trouble at the end of that game because whenever the West players would drive in, they would just get about 2-3 guys on them. It seems like Jaheim's been left alone a little bit so far. We'll see if that changes.
I think when Rock Island's so much shorter, there's a travel there by the Rocks. I think when they're so much shorter, they're not going to use as much contact because it's a lot harder to spot as a ref when you are about the same height. But if you're trying to go up and swat, it's going to be obvious that they're fouling and hacking them.
Yeah, and then at the same time, you also want to be able to make sure you're guarding Nico and Braylon on the outside, so that's probably why they're not putting as much pressure because, like we said, Nico and Braylon have been their leading scorers in the past few games as Connor Smith has just entered the game for Nico.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's a big sub. Connor Smith has been huge at the end of this season. He's averaging 15 minutes a game. Dexter Niekamp almost got the and one there.
You know, that's an aggressive take from Dexter, and I love to see it, honestly. He was at the top of the key. He just drove right in, used his mismatch to his advantage. And if that's someone the Ironmen can get going in this game, I'm not sure how Rock Island's going to stop them.
Yeah, and you just mentioned the foul. Rock Island picks up their first foul of the night. Going back to Connor Smith, I was expecting Connor Smith to get a lot of minutes today because, as we've already seen, Rock Island can really spark it from 3, and we need really good perimeter defenders. Dexter Niekamp knocks down the free throw there to tie it up, and we need really good perimeter defenders. And Connor Smith's one of the best on the team, along with Marcus Russell, who's back from injury. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him today.
Yeah, we can see Marcus Russell. We can see Trey Burdett. The Ironmen
Definitely Trey Burdett.
Yeah, a lot of the Ironmen have really came into their own as the season goes on. So it seems like they're kind of made for the playoffs. Let's see if they can hold on here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Niekamp knocks down both free throws. The Ironmen take the lead again. It's 8-7. We got a nice back and forth ball game. As Lawson Zulu goes to the cup again, missed it.
That's a good pass.
Kicks it out. The 3 is off the iron. KJ Lamont got the offensive board, and Connor Smith with the foul there. That's a smart foul.
Yeah, I would say, because KJ Lamont, that's someone you don't really want to get going, honestly. I know in the last contest against West, he only had 4 points, so and they still ended up coming out with the victory. So if KJ Lamont gets going, that could be dangerous down the stretch for the Ironmen, especially with all these 3-point threats on the perimeter.
And for those who aren't familiar with Lamont averages 19 points a game, and West was able to hold him to 4. He's already got 3 tonight.
Yeah, almost 19.5, almost 20. So that's probably higher. I think that's higher than anyone on Community. I think the highest scoring person on Community is Braylon with 12 points per game, and the Ironmen score about 60 points per game. So just to put that into perspective, 19 is a lot in high school. So if KJ Lamont gets going, that could be a dangerous play for the Ironmen.
Yeah, the Ironmen actually have 4 players that average double digits, but none of them more than 12 points. So it's a really balanced effort there, and a steal there from Ben Go, one of the leading scorers for Rock Island. He's actually the 4th leading scorer, even though he's off the bench. Definitely their go-to 6th man. Yeah,
another kind of unaware turnover for the Ironmen. I think they need to really get those under control, because if there's one way Rock Island's going to stay in this game, that's definitely it. And you don't want to let Rock Island stay in this game, because like we saw for West, they were down 10 at one point, and they came all the way back, only held West to 15 points in the second half, and came away with the dub. So this is definitely a formidable team. No matter who wins this game, a good team is going to be going out at the end of the night here.
Yeah, I mean, Rock Island's number 12 in 4A, Community number 6 in 4A, so 2 teams that have a chance to win it all. This is a big matchup here just in the regional championship. And we got a fast break here. Nico Newsom faked the pass to Kobe Walker and lays it in with the finger roll. That was nice.
Yeah, that was a nice little move there. It completely baited him out, just went up with it strong. That's what you like to see from Nico, that aggressive play. And I think that's why he's found so much success. He's really drove to the rim at an elite rate. He found confidence in his shot. It seems like he's really getting comfortable out there.
Yeah, he faked me out for sure. Ben Ghost hitting it over. Desmond Jackson, who was on fire from 3 last game, misses that one. Desmond had 3 threes in the game before, and it led the team with 17 points. Braylon Roman goes to the cup and gets it in. He used his size there. You could definitely see he got up there. He was wide open once he got up. Hand didn't really get up there. Yeah,
we've seen the 2 primary Community guards go in the paint in these last 2 possessions, taking aggressive, going downhill in the drive, and I think that's where Community can also find success. So there's a lot of options for Community to score. They just got to capitalize and not turn the balls over.
Had a near travel from KJ Lamont earlier. Now they're swinging the ball around. Desmond Jackson's got it. He's getting it back to the leading scorer, KJ Lamont, who's left open from 3. Tees that one up, just barely misses. They have not been a threat from 3 so far, but I know that's bound to change.
Yeah, that's definitely something that the community's got to watch out for, and you got to really try to take advantage of it while you can, while they're not hitting shots, because with such strong three-pointers on this team, I can guarantee that they probably will at some point during this game.
And for community, you got Connor Smith, Nico Newsome, and Braylon Roman in the 3 best three-point shooters for community. Wouldn't be surprised if they pop one pretty soon. So we got Dexter Niekamp and Kobe Walker in for the bigs.
Connor going downhill, kicks out to Dexter Niekamp.
Dexter from 3. That one just off.
Good
Nico
board.
tips it over to Kobe,
touch
and
from
Kobe
Kobe.
puts that one in.
That's what community's got to do. They got to take advantage of every bucket they can get, and they got to use their size at every chance they can get. We saw in that West game against Rock Island, Rock Island got torched on the offensive rebounds. I think community's seen that. The community coaches were watching that game. They saw that, and they really put an emphasis on that. So if you can get a tip into Kobe like that every time, that's going to be a bucket every time.
Yeah, we saw all 6 coaches watching that game against West. The 5-point or 7-point victory after they were trailing. Whoa! Nico Newsome puts it through his legs, but Rock Island gets it back. Braylon Roman with the board.
That's good defense to recover by the Ironmen.
Yeah, in the last game with the Rocks, they were down by 7 at half to West, and they ended up outscoring them by 14 in the second half, taking them down by 7. We have a whistle. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Dexter Niekamp. It's a foul on Dexter Niekamp. He pushed off. Doesn't seem very pleased with the play. We got Noah Cleveland, and there is Marcus Russell, his first return in about 10 to 15 games. He's been out for the second half of the season.
Yeah, and he's coming in early in the fourth quarter, 22 seconds. So that's something that's very interesting to see. We called it kind of, and I didn't know if I expected to see him that early, but you got to do what you got to do. He's on KJ Lamont, the leading scorer.
Yeah, I think Witzig's seen all those open threes that have been taken, and he hasn't liked it. And here's Marcus Russell on that defense.
Yes, sir.
He's all over him. We got 5 seconds on the clock. Down to 4, over to 3, 2, 1. Got the 3, tees it up. Just
missed again.
off. That was not Lawson Zulu. Devontae Cartwright from 3. He has had a rough start to the game. He's over 2 from 3, and the whole team has really struggled from behind the line. They're 1 for 6 for the game.
Yeah, I know we talked about last game in the Rock Island West. It seemed like in the first half, Rock Island was a little uncomfortable out there from the crowd, and we talked about usually they play in the big stage. This is the big stage, and they look a little phased, honestly. That guy, the guy from the 3 in the corner, I think he took it right in front of the student section. Maybe that phased him a little bit. I don't know, but their shots aren't falling so far. You kind of would want community to have more than a 5-point lead right here with all the shots that haven't been falling, but at the same time, community's playing a little sloppy on offense. They're turning the ball over a little bit, and they've had some shots that haven't fell as well. So I think if they can really just focus on what's been working, getting it in that paint, and succeeding on that, and then lock it up a little bit more on defense. I know they probably have an emphasis on that, which we just saw Marcus Russell go in. If they can get that all cleaned up, I think the Ironmen will be in good shape here.
Yeah, and on the Rocks side, it's a little different than most of regional games. They're actually playing a normal community. It's not usually like that. A lot of times it's at a neutral format and just going through the Big 12 and who's still in. Richwoods, number 2 Richwoods is playing number 3 Morton today at 7 o'clock. That's going to be at Limestone. Number 4 Peoria versus number 1 Metamora. That's going to be at Geneseo at 7 p.m. These are 3A teams. Centennial is going to be taking on Decatur MacArthur, also at 7, and that one's at Decatur Eisenhower, so that might seem like more of a home game for Decatur MacArthur. That should be a really good one. Then also Champaign Central versus the number 1 Mount Zion is also at 7 p.m., and Mount Zion's number 5 in all of 4A. So that's a lot of great teams. And then also looking at 2A real quick before we resume, number 1 Manual versus number 4 Clinton. That's at Olympia. Started at 6. That one's probably over. And number 6 P&D versus number 2 El Paso Gridley is at P&D at 7 p.m. We will keep you updated with scores as we keep going. And KJ Lamont has got the ball. He's kicking it out. There's this guy, Lawson Zulu from 3. He is not on so far.
Yeah, another miss. Community is kind of stepping off a little bit, it seems like, to start this second quarter. So
I don't think you can do that. You can't keep leaving him open. Oh, and he's thinking too much now.
And that's a block.
With the glass.
We might see a Lob City the other way.
Nico Newsome takes it himself with the finger roll.
I thought we might have seen a Lob City, the opposite of what we've been seeing. We usually see Braylon and Nico. I thought we might see Nico to Braylon there for a second.
That was a nice roll from Nico. Great fast break, and the Iron have taken a 16-9 lead with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. They're on pace for about their season average of 64. Rock Island, however, is not on pace for their season average of 61. This is two high-scoring teams that also keep their opponents to the mid-40s.
Yeah, they're also on pace for about 36, which Community's been holding their opponents to 32 per game, so it seems like Community's defense is paying off so far.
That one was apparently tipped out by Community. The Community fans are not happy with it, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah, definitely. Something to see on that possession before. We saw Lawson Zulu. He was pretty much wide open in the corner, and he kind of pass faked a little bit, and he kind of went to the rim even though he was wide open. Usually that's a shot he's seen take. They're not really falling tonight. If we can get all the Rock Island players to start driving into the paint, I think that two-headed monster of Noah and Jaheim will probably swat it away pretty easily, so that's probably a good sign.
Yeah, like I said last game, basketball is really mental, and I think Zulu's seen a lot of them clank. He made that first shot, but since then, he's missed about 3 straight threes. I think it's definitely got to be messing with his mind a little bit, especially since he's just a sophomore. We'll see how he does for the rest of this game. I bet he'll get that three-point shot back.
Yeah, yeah, and he's actually been subbed out of the game for now, so maybe just get a little fresh start, get his mind right.
Get a little breather. We got a 3 teed up. Another miss from Rock Island. This is very rare. Little post up on Jaheim, and that's his second block of the night. It's out on Jaheim, though, but he took that one down with force.
Yeah, he barely even had to jump, really. He just used his size advantage, just swatted it away. And I think that's something that Jaheim's been great at all season. He might be in the running for a decoy, like Defensive Player of the Year, honestly, because it seems like whenever we even played some of the best players in the state, it seems like they don't want any part of the paint.
They want to shoot threes.
Yeah, they want no part of the paint when Jaheim's down there. So that's really helped defensive effort for Community, and that really has led them to be a powerhouse on the defensive end.
And although that block seems easy because you got a shorter player right in front of you, that's actually a really hard block. I know from playing it's just like an uncomfortable position, and it's all about timing. He's really got that timing down.
Yeah, and it seems like Jaheim's actually on the shortest player on the floor right now, so it seems like the strategy might be to just let him roam around and try to get those blocks that he loves to get.
And he is, and there's the 3, and that one goes down from Braden Marshall. I remember him from JV last year, actually. He was a bucket.
Yeah, the senior, he definitely doesn't want to go home tonight in this regional championship, so we'll probably see a lot of hard effort on both sides for the teams, and this is what you love to see about playoff basketball.
Yeah, him and Jaheim actually have a foot difference. He's 5'10", Jaheim 6'10", and the 6'4" Braylon Roman from 3, no
Great
good.
board.
Offensive board from Cleveland. They say the foul's on the floor. That one's not going to count, so the score will remain 16-12 with 5:30 to go. Those are always hard to know if it's a foul on the floor or on the shot.
Yeah, it seems like he was kind of going up with it, but like you said, the call can go either way as the ball is going down to Jaheim in the paint here.
A nice feed from Jaheim.
There
Dexter
we go.
puts that one up. Nice finish. Great vision from Jaheim. You know, he started the game with 4 of the first 6 points. That now he's racked up a couple blocks, the steal there. He's doing it all.
Yeah, he's making it happen on all ends of the floor. That's also a great finish by Dexter. It seems like he just has, a great sense of space every time he's in the paint. He's not the tallest guy in basketball terms, even though on football field he's a monster, but that was a tough
nice finish from KJ Lamont
That was
there.
a tough play.
Thought that one was an and-one.
Yeah, honestly, if you can get him going, that's probably a great recipe for success for Rock Island, so hopefully Community can shut him down a little bit.
Yeah, their leading scorer is up to 6 points on the night. Braylon Roman tried to take it in there for a second. Now he's taking a second, kind of watching the perimeter, seeing what's going on. He tries to, they called him for a travel as he did that spin move there.
Seems like he fought through a little contact there. I don't know if the travel is the right call, but, the referees, they got the best angle of it, so we got to trust them in that situation.
And we got the best in the state now for these playoff games. They definitely know what they're doing. Might have moved his pivot step there, but I'm sure Rock Island, they're a lot smaller. They really got to fight on every single time on defense, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little pushing and shoving.
Yeah, definitely. I think that can also lead to them getting tired out later in the game. That's another 3.
Thought that one was good, but he got his own offensive board. Brock,
they called that a foul?
They called a foul on Braylon Roman. Looked like he had a clean block there, but the foul was called. It's really easy to just get a piece of hand.
Yeah, I didn't see much contact, if any. It seems like if he got the ball just barely, so I don't know how it would really be a foul, but like we said, they got the best angle, so we're going to have to trust it.
Yep. And we expected Rock Island to have a lot of fouls. They only have 1 right now as the missed free throw there from Braden Marshall. It's 18-14 with 4 minutes to go in this second quarter. Kobe Walker has checked in. Connor Smith has checked in. Got a versatile lineup here. 2 bigs, really. Actually, 3 bigs. We got Dexter Niekamp, Noah Cleveland, and Kobe Walker. It's an interesting lineup. We haven't seen this much this year.
Yeah, we've seen Braylon try to get in. He's called for travel. He just missed a 3. Maybe the strategy is try to finish out the second half, see if you can get some more buckets in the paint. That's where you found success. And we talked about we expected them to have more fouls at this point. I think that the fact that if we keep getting in the paint, we could really tire them out in there, like we just see. Noah Cleveland goes up strong. Good board from Kobe
looks
Walker.
Like he's got it back. And he gets fouled there. I actually thought for a second that foul was going to be on Kobe Walker, who was throwing his elbows around a little bit, but you kind of have to when you got 3 guys surrounding you.
Yeah, and we saw Rock Island foul there, like I was just saying. I think if we can keep getting in the paint, we can keep getting these offensive rebounds. Rock Island might get tired eventually, and they might not be able to make this comeback that we saw against West, and that could be really something to look out for as Braylon Rowan pulls a 3 from range. That's unfortunate not to go.
Oh, Kobe Walker gets a strip from him. This is not necessarily Braylon Roman's night so far, but he always finds a hot streak at some point, so I would not be surprised if those start falling soon.
Yeah, even though he's missed 2 3-pointers so far, you still see the defenders stepping up on him from range because he can pull it from about anywhere on the court. And I'm sure that even if Braylon's shoes aren't falling for the night, he'll still find some way to make an impact.
Yeah, Roman actually leads the Ironmen in 5 different statistical categories. As Kobe Walker misses it, puts it back up. Another foul also called on the floor.
Yeah, that was on the floor?
That was on the floor as well.
Wow, that's interesting. It seems like they were doing a little hack-a-shack method there. Kobe's hair was flying around. He just looked a little flustered there.
Yeah, they're really going at it here. And now they are up to 3 fouls. It was just 30 seconds ago when I said they were at 1. They've already picked up 2 real quick, both on the floor, as Kobe Walker was in the paint.
Yeah, and we saw that 3 big lineup. It definitely seems like Community's trying to get the ball in the paint like they are just there. But Rock Island's doing a good job swatting the ball away or fouling if it gets close. But now we see Jaheim going in the game and Nico, it seems like. So let's see if the Ironmen can try and get going downhill or just feed the ball to Jaheim because he's had so much success all game.
Connor Smith looked open there, did a little jab step, gets it into Jaheim. What an excellent pass again to Dexter Niekamp. Looked like he might have got fouled. Doesn't matter. Nico Newsom with the putback.
That's just an advantage of having someone so athletic on your team, someone so tall and athletic, like Nico. He can just run in there and get a putback whenever you want.
There's a 3 there. That was from Larry Olivier, and he had 4 threes in the game against West. He was their leading 3-point shooter. And speaking of leading 3-point shooters, Community's second best from 3. That's good. Connor Smith from 3 to put the Ironmen up by 8 with just under 3 in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's a timely shot. Rock Island needs a timeout there. They felt the pressure of that one. And, Connor Smith, he's one for the big moments all year, And that's a Paul Prep College game. He actually had the game-tying 3-pointer with about, I don't even know how many seconds left, not many. And that was it was a pro move, a little clutch step back. So Connor's really built for the big moments. He started it as a sophomore in Rantoul. He's definitely been experienced to this. So the Ironmen continue to have these guys that can play big minutes when it comes regional sectionals time. So that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, you talked about the DePaul College Prep win. That was arguably one of the most impressive wins from Community this year. That's the number 3 team in 3A, and it is very tight in 3A, so they really could be 1 or 2. It's all over the place, and they had a 59-58 win over DePaul College Prep in double OT. That was insane. Community's actually had 6 games against ranked 4A teams this year, and they've gone 3-3. A lot of talented teams. You need losses to be successful in the postseason. You need to play these really good teams because you're going to see them in the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. I think that experience, especially in the neutral sites, will pay off because it's kind of big crowds, unfamiliar spots. So I think the losses have definitely helped the Ironmen in that category.
And they've grown every time.
Yeah, 100%. I think that ever since that Metamora game where they lost, their defense has just been stellar because they really had to not give any Metamora people an inch of space. Unfortunately, they lost that game, but yeah, I think their defense has been stellar since that point, and they've really just improved overall as a team.
Yeah, and they lost from it, and they learned from it. Ever since then, it's been 32 points allowed a game. Nico Newsom throws it down.
A little flush there. That's nice.
Nice finish from Nico Newsom there. You know what I'm going to ask, man?
Yes, sir.
Dunkometer. What are we giving it?
I think just because it's the regional championship, a little nice flush, I'm giving that like a 92.45 right there. I like that. It was a nice had a little aggression to it, got the crowd going. I'm expected to see some more dunks in this game. A hot take.
Yeah, he took it back quite a bit. Interesting shot take from KJ Lamont. I think he thought he had the foul there.
Yeah, definitely.
A little Trae Young-esque there.
Yeah, I was about to say, that looked like an NBA type of shot. He tried to jump into him and get foul, Little does he know they outlawed that.
There we go. Another one.
Here we
Jaheim
go.
Weber throws it down. That's back-to-back dunks for the Ironmen.
And that's a 93.45. We're going up one dunk every time because I'm expecting a lot more dunks, like I just said.
Okay.
Hot take.
You know,
let's go.
I'm not seeing the dunkometer out in the crowd tonight. I'm sure it's somewhere. That's
I'm sure it's somewhere.
2 for the night. We've been tracking it all season. It's just a great time here at Normal Community High School. And the Ironmen have ballooned their lead to a 12-point lead. It's 27-15. We got a minute left in the first half, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this has certainly been an exciting first half for the Ironmen, and pretty successful one, if I would say.
Very successful. I think this is exactly what the Ironmen wanted to do. They have not let Rock Island shoot it from 3. Well, they let them shoot it, but it just hasn't been going down. They've held them to 15, which is exactly what we expected. We got lots of cheering in the building.
That's
lots
blocked.
of excitement.
Yep.
KJ Lamont misses that one. Looked like it was almost blocked by Jaheim Weber. And Nico Newsome is going to get it over to Braylon. He is hit there in the groin area, it looks like.
Oh, that's what you would call a low blow right there. I think Braylon's feeling it a little bit. That's interesting. Oh, boy. Hate to see that, man. Hate to see that.
Oh, that one looks like it hurts, but I think he's gonna walk it out there.
Hopefully he'll be able to recover there.
Yeah, he looks like he's good. All right, we got 36 seconds on the clock. Dave Witzig looks like he's getting ready to go. And here we go. Nico Newsome's got it up at the top of the key. We're down to 25 seconds to go. Dexter Niekamp. Nice ball movement here from the Ironmen.
Yeah, it seems like they'll probably try and hold it to the last shot here.
I would definitely hold it if I were the Ironmen. And if we don't remember from the last game against Manuka, Braylon Roman had a buzzer beater in the first quarter.
Yeah, 2 buzzer beaters.
With the 3 and a buzzer beater in the second quarter with a nice little play to go in. I think Nico wants his buzzer beater now. Oh, he kicks it over to Braylon. We got 4, 3,
Shoot that.
2, 1. Interesting take. Oh, he almost, that was nice. He did a little move there.
Yeah, a little shifty move, you know. I would not have been surprised if that went in. That was Braylon Roman magic right there. That's something that would happen.
I think he called glass on that one too. It looked like it was going to hit the glass and go in. Just hit the glass and went off the front rim, but it's 27-15 at the end of the first half. Ben, thoughts on the Ironmen?
Yeah, I think the Ironmen have done pretty good right now. I think we're going to take a quick break and recognize Ali Ince and Dexter Niekamp, the all-academic state team. So let's take a second and appreciate them.
This week, NCHS seniors Ali Ince and Dexter Niekamp. Ali and Dexter were named to the 2023-24 IHSA All-State Academic Team. Ali is one of 12 girls, and Dexter is one of 12 boys from throughout the entire state to be named to this year's All-State Academic Team. They are not just outstanding athletes in their competition arena, but they are also excellent students and young adults. Congratulations to Ali and Dexter on being recognized on this year's All-State Academic Team. Next, we would like to recognize 3 outstanding NCHS wrestlers. Junior Cole Gench, who wrestled at 120 pounds, ended his season with a 42-7 overall record. He was the Big 12 Conference champ in his weight class and an IHSA Class 3A state qualifier. Junior Caden Carell, who wrestled at 106 pounds, ended his season with a 39-7 overall record. He was the Big 12 Conference champ in his weight class, a 2-time IHSA Class 3A state qualifier, and a 2-time 5th place All-Stater. And senior Cooper Caraway, who wrestled at 215 pounds, ended his season with a 46-5 overall record, was Big 12 Conference champ in his weight class. During his career, he was a 3-time IHSA Class 3A state qualifier, a 2-time All-Stater, and earned 5th place this year. Congratulations once again to our Ironman wrestlers Cole Gench, Caden Carell, and Cooper Caraway. Participating in the IHSA Boys State Swim Meet. Congratulations to the following on qualifying for this year's state meet. In the 200 medley relay, Logan Goss, Sam Drogi, Kenneth Wills, and Wade Pyle. In the 400 freestyle relay, Kenneth Wills, Logan Goss, Josh Schwab, and Wade Pyle. Wade Pyle also qualified individually in the 100 freestyle and the 200 freestyle. Kenneth Wills qualified individually in the 200 individual medley and the 500 freestyle. And Logan Goss qualified individually in the 400 freestyle. Congratulations to our state qualifying swimmers.
That was a quick shout out there for all the state qualifiers. Cooper Caraway is a 3-time state qualifier for the wrestling team. He placed 5th. Caden Carell, 2-time state qualifier, placed 5th as well. And Cole Gench placed in state for the first time as a junior. Also celebrated the boys swim team, who's currently participating in the first round of state, which is why they couldn't be here, but we're still celebrating them, of course. And you can find all those stories on NCHSinkspot.com if you want to learn more, learn about the Ironmen heroics.
Yeah, we've seen so many good community sports this year. You know, we saw the wrestling, 3 guys make it to state. You love to see that. The wrestling team's always good. We saw the swimming team; they're going crazy. They can't even be here because they're doing so much successful stuff out there. And, you know, right before that, we saw the all-academic state team. We saw Dexter Niekamp, Ali Yance honored. That's 2 different sports right there. Well, actually, Dexter's a 3-sport athlete. We got football, basketball, baseball, track. We got basically everything going on right now. I know the baseball team's going to be good this year. The girls team, they just bowed out in sectionals after a great run. Great game to watch, honestly. So it's just been a great year for community sports overall, and let's see if the boys basketball team can make a deep run here and continue it going for this great crowd.
Yeah, and for those that are kind of confused with like how it all works in the playoffs, because it is a bit confusing. Basically, for the IHSA 4A boys playoffs, there's 8 regional groupings, 16 teams per grouping, so that actually ends up being 128 teams just for 4A. It starts off with the regional semifinals, which was Wednesday's game. Then it goes down to the regional finals, which is today. Winner of that goes to sectional semifinals, then sectional finals. If you win that, you go to the super sectionals, which is the final 8. Winning that will qualify you for state semifinals. There's 4 teams left, and then, of course, the state finals. Let's go into the Pekin sectional. Right now at the top, we have Collinsville playing Belleville West. Collinsville's number 1, one of the top teams in 4A. That's going to be at Granite City. Also start time at 7 o'clock. The big game, number 2, Quincy, is going to be playing number 3, O'Fallon. It's going to be at Edwardsville at 7. I say that's a big game because Quincy, the number 5 team in 4A, won by 1 against number 6 Alton. And that is a very talented team. They actually took down this Rock Island team back-to-back by 9 and then 11. And then looking at our side of the Pekin sectional, normal community, Rock Island, of course, you're here. And then also number 2 Moline is playing number 3 Bradley Bourbonnais. That should be a great one. I remember Bradley Bourbonnais from the football season.
Yeah.
That was one heck of a game.
Yeah, I'm here to say right now, if community goes on to win this game, and we see whoever we see in that sectional matchup, Moline or Bradley Bourbonnais, that's going to be an all-time classic. Honestly, we had the football against Bradley Bourbonnais. That was a heated game, very close game, probably game of the year. And, you know,
decided by a 2-point conversion.
Decided by a 2-point conversion, a field rush, a little beef on the field after the game. Oof. Coaches yelling. It was pretty much made for TV.
Got heated.
It was pretty much made for TV. So if we make it to the sectionals against them, the crowd will be packed. It'll be pretty intense atmosphere. That'll be a great game. And then if Moline wins, you know, we already played them in this gym. It was a 2-point win. Despite the scoreboard, 31-29, I think that was probably one of the best games of the year. Came down to the last shot, something that was pretty incredible to watch as a fan.
Game.
Yeah, and they've had a lot of great games in the past, so there would definitely be that rivalry there. And, you know, whatever community does, they can control their own future, but those will definitely be some great matchups.
You got to make sure to show up to those. This is actually going to be our last broadcast at NCHSinkspot.com for the basketball season. That game's going to be Tuesday. It's going to be at Pekin at 7 p.m. And let's take a moment to celebrate Scholastic Journalism Week. We are the NCHS Ink Spot. Today marks the final day of Scholastic Journalism Week, an annual celebration of student free speech. Student journalism here dates back to 1896, when Normal Community was Normal Public High School. That's a bit of a different name. So for over 125 years, student journalism has offered a voice to the students of NCHS. Although a lot has changed since, the Ink Spot's mission to support free and responsible scholastic journalism has remained the same. Consider supporting the Ink Spot's efforts to create exceptional journalism by making a donation to our award-winning publication. A link to donate is located on each and every one of our articles on nchsinspot.com, and I can confirm as a writer for the Ink Spot, these are quality articles and must-reads.
Yeah, we got some good articles coming out as of recent. Brody Roberts, he had the top 5 Twitch streamers. That's pretty current. That's pretty exciting. I love to see that. Abby Ruiz, she had a feature on Anna Fukumoto. Ali Ince had an article on the new student council sponsor. We had a boys preview of the swimming state competition, which we just recapped is happening today. Pernathi had an article about why the One Tree Hill is a comfort viewing. Never heard of that before, but
might need to give it a watch.
Might need to give it a try. We're covering all sorts of angles, and we even have podcasts. So we're basically an all-around just great media site. I recorded a podcast today actually called the What's Making Us Happy podcast.
I gotta listen.
It's just a classic. It's a classic little story. I think that'll become a staple of NCHS Ink Spot because we have the students here at community, just share what's making them happy this week. We talked about video games, stores with games, the All-Star game.
That's a lot of games.
A lot of games.
That's a lot of games,
A lot of fun and games, and it's just a fun listen. So
yeah. And there's
great
also
stuff.
one other story I want to point out. We also talk about music. We got a review of Benson Boone's new EP. I know I've been playing Beautiful Things a lot. It's a great song. Have you gave it a listen, Ben?
I haven't given it a listen yet.
I think you need to tune into that one.
Oh, and it seems like we have our sideline reporter entering from the booth, the one, the only, as he puts his headset on,
Jeffrey
Woodard.
I think you just talked to Mr. Witzig, and who else did you talk to, Jeffrey?
I talked to Coach Short out there.
Oh, Coach Short, okay.
He told me 3 words. He said, all about us. He said, these guys are playing hard, and they're playing through each other. I talked to assistant coach Matthew Swinberg earlier this afternoon, and he told me KJ Lamont, he's a handful, and they know he can attack off the perimeter and drive in, and they're looking to shut that down, and so far they've been pretty successful.
Yeah,
I think sorry, Ben, go ahead.
I was just offering a little input. I think it's definitely they have a lot of pressure on KJ Lamont thus far. They saw West kind of put the clamps on him. It seems like they're using that same strategy. He hasn't done much so far, but yeah, go ahead.
I think in the second half they should look to go back to Jaheim Weber. They got the size advantage. I don't think Rock Island can keep up anymore.
All right, thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Zach.
All right, we got 45 seconds till the second half starts. It's 27 to 15, and the time is ticking. It's going to be an exciting second half, Ben. Rock Island needs to get off to a hot start. I think the key for them is going to be three-point shooting. They're going to need a lot of threes to fall like they had against West. And this is not the first time they've been trailing. In that last game, down 7 against West, they were able to win that one by 7. And all season, they've had very close matchups. Actually, in their last few losses, those have all been single digits.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like we just talked about, they're kind of shutting down KJ and Lamont a little bit. So I think the strategy would definitely be to kind of, get out going hot with the three-pointers. Like we said, they came back against West with that exact same strategy. If you did it once, why not try it again? I think that's definitely what they're going to come out with. And then like Jeffrey said, I think that's a great point. You need to get the ball to Jaheim Weather. He's on fire right now. Him and Noah Cleveland, if they can get the ball to them, that's a recipe for success, up 12.
Yeah, and there we go, right to Noah Cleveland. He's kicking it over to Braylon. That one was just a little overshot. Coach Witzig caught that one with one hand there. Looking like OBJ out there.
Looking like OBJ.
All right, Rock Island taking it back. So like I said, I think they're going to be needing a lot of threes. If I were them, I'd be looking to Desmond Jackson. He is a sharp shooter, and we haven't seen a single three from him here today.
Yeah, it seems like they've just kind of gone cold on the three-point line as KJ Lamont kind of drives in. But, yeah, he looks to pass out here for a three-pointer. I think that's probably the strat that they need to go to if they want to win here because it seems like they're being denied in the paint. We've seen multiple Jaheim Weber blocks, even a Braylon Roman get on the action a little bit. So I think if they need to get it going, 3 will be the way. And I think at the same time, community definitely knows that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Rock Island attacks this and tries to come back from 12.
And Lamont actually goes in, draws a foul as he tried to do earlier. Thought that one was going in for a second.
Yeah, he's definitely been taking his shots all game. We saw that in the West game and in this game right here. Even if he's not doing so hot, he'll still go in. He'll still attack the rim. He'll do whatever he can to get a bucket, and that's a dangerous thing for community, because if he gets going, like we've been saying all game, that could be dangerous. And if you have a guy that's not afraid to shoot the ball no matter how bad he's doing,